We're in sad times when women are still obsessing and gogging over another man's height. Height is not something that could be controlled, but there are so many men with low self-esteem who are one of the biggest simps to go as far as getting a surgery done to get a height enhancement. I made a video about this, and yes, stuff like this does exist. There's doctors out there that you could go to for surgery to increase your height. Basically, they cut open your legs, they put a rod in it to extend your legs so you could be a few inches taller, but it don't look right because it's not natural looking. That's not how God made you. There's so many people out there that don't realize the way they sound very vain. And they're not thinking outside the box. They're not being realistic. Even in the Bible, it speaks on a man leaving his home to cleave unto a wife. Okay? Nowhere in the Bible speaks on a man gotta be 6'5", 6'7". He has to make six figures, and anybody could come at me and be like, "Oh, times has changed. That was back then in the biblical days." No, the law of God never changes. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. If God didn't make a mistake, then how come most men in this world, majority of them are taller than most women on average? On average. Okay? I can do my research right quick to break this down. Average female height in America. The average female height is about 5 feet, 3.5 inches. Okay? And now I'm going to look up the average male height in America. 5 feet, 9 inches tall. God does not make any mistakes. It's just a lot of women were brainwashed to think that the taller the man is, many cases they think about his sex appeal when they don't want to admit it. They think, oh, the taller the man, the bigger his feet, the bigger his package, the bigger his Johnson. And there's cases out there where there's men that are as tall as 6'5", 6'7", but they don't have the big Johnson that a lot of women claim for them to have. This world is just so unrealistic with so many narcissistic people that are picky. If it's not his height, it's his money. If it's not his money, it's something else. I'm a married guy. Okay? My wife actually grew up to be realistic and not superficial like most women are today. Most superficial women I would not trust, because if they have a type and it's something of the flesh and a lot of the things that men has no control over, I would watch her. She can't get offended if she finally meets her option, or she finally gets the guy that she really wants, and she thinks it's worth cheating on her husband or leaving her husband for him, and then turns out the guy was a player. If most women want a tall guy, don't you think those tall men that are past 6 foot, they're going to have a share of majority of women? If you look on statistics on online dating, the top 20% of men that meets the things that a lot of women are looking for, they're screwing a whole bunch of them. They're living the bachelor life. And then there's so many women left and right getting played and hurt and wondering, why did he cut me off? I thought I was the one for him. No, you're just unrealistic. You had it coming. I'm 5'8". My wife is 5'4". She didn't look at height when she met me. She didn't say, "Oh, you're a little too short for me." No, she said, as long as you're taller than me. And at the same time, a lot of women's excuse is that they want the man to be fast 6'5" because he could protect me. What if the guy can't fight? What if he can't fight for his life? What if there's a dude that's about the same height as him or shorter, and your husband or your boyfriend runs off? Who's the protector then? Never judge a book by its cover. There's many pro boxers and pro fighters out there that fought dudes that were maybe 5'5" taller than them. And they were able to knock them out. It exists. I've heard a story from how there's dudes that are short that they fought dudes as big as them and they won. It's all about the mindset. It's all about the confidence. The reason why I wanted to bring this up because while I was at work, I'm just doing my job, chilling, I'm about to go on break. And I hear one of the nurses at my job. She's like, "Oh, me being married, I like my man tall and thick. He has to be tall. Well, my husband is this height." I didn't even took the time to just sit there and waste my time to listen to that nonsense. I just thought it was stupid. Like, she's full of crap. If her husband was 5'6", and this woman, she looks like she's like 5'1", 4'11", and you're saying you like tall men? See, this is what I'm talking about. They're being unrealistic. They're thinking about the size, the flesh. That's like a man saying that I want a woman to have a nice body, nice curves, and be a certain height. She needs to be shorter than me. But if she's not a wife and she's for the streets, she's a hoe. Then what's the point? What's the point? It's equivalent to a guy who could be a supermodel, tall, big. From the outside, he looks like every woman's dream. But as soon as they get to know him and they're with him for a few months, oh, it's a turnoff because he doesn't know how to fight. He can't protect me. He's this and this and that. There's always going to be a problem. I would not trust a woman who has a certain type. The type that every woman and every man should even have is a person's character. Being with a good person. Having a good partner. Having a good husband. Having a good wife. God didn't make a mistake. That's why I brought in the beginning of the video that most men on average is taller than women. God made no mistakes. But because of social media and the way of the vanity and vain, unrealistic expectations that societies keep selling to women, other girlfriends, other women talking to here and there, it's exactly why this world is lost. There's a lot of lost people out here, and it's sad and it's scary. And It's not going to change. It's not going to change. It'll change for certain women as they get older and they actually realize, oh crap, I'm 50, 60 years old, 40 years old. Height is not everything. No, it's not. Height don't mean nothing. The dude can't protect you, can't provide for you or anything like that. Height does not mean anything. The guy could look good, handsome. Oh, he's still too short. Even though the woman's like 5'4", the dude's like 5'11", but he's still taller than you. Let that make sense. I made a video about this in the past, and it's just freaking sad. The woman that mentioned that, oh, I like my men tall and thick, and she has a husband. I'm thinking in my head, I wonder what her husband's height was. I'm wondering. I wonder how tall is her husband. I'm sure he's taller than her, but how tall does a man need to be to satisfy your flesh? If a man talks about a woman's weight, it's a problem. If he says anything else that a woman needs to have, it's a problem. It goes both ways. People in society just need to wake up. There's a lot of lost people out there. It is just sad that this is how vain a lot of people are. And if they don't get the certain people that they want, they'd rather just stay settling, or they're alone, or they think that certain guys, they're just doing a favor for. No. That's horrible and it's wrong in the end of the day. There's truly no hope for all the people in this world. There really isn't. All I could do is just pray for the best for everyone, because that's the way I think. That's my mindset. And putting God's word first, and just putting God first in my life. This is Casual Talk here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.